Alright, what's going on guys, and welcome to the video. So in this one I'm going to be showing you a game I played in the AMX ELC, the tier 5, and this game guys ended up being like 27,000 WN8, which is great. You know, when I'm playing I don't really care about WN8, it's a nice statistic to see afterwards, but it was just wild, guys. I did not think that WN8 could go that high. Never thought I would have a game that is that high and that crazy with WN8. But we did carry this game, guys. It was a fun game to play. Type 64 had a really good game with me as well. And I kind of just want to give you guys like the basis of this replay. Really what it comes down to is basically a 3v1 at the end. Mostly me against two arties. And, you know, for about half of this game, we're just sitting here sniping. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on 4 times and just keep it in my spectated view so it doesn't make you guys dizzy or anything. And we're just going to go ahead and, you know, go through all this sniping, guys, because it ends up being like 2,300 damage at the end of the game that I do. And, you know, a lot of it comes from this, but there's really no point in me showing you guys all these shots. I mean, the video is going to be so long if I do, because the game is 14 minutes long, so we're just going to go ahead and rip right through this, guys. So you can see how this game is progressing. Look, it's 5 to 8 already, guys. We're only a few minutes into the game. Brett Panther dies over here. STRV is making pressure. He dies, and we have 1 kill. Looks like I wanted to clean up a couple of these tanks, but it looks like other people did it, which is fine. But you can just kind of see like how quickly this game progressed. So I just want to get to the good part, guys, so I can kind of show you how I went about it. So KV1 is up here making pressure, and the other KV1 is down here. I end up getting 1 shot into him, and I believe he does die to the Type 64. And this is kind of where it gets good, guys. I'm going to go into my camera view, put it in 1 times now. We get 2 shots into the Panzer without taking a shot from the T-52. And Type 64 cleans up the KV1. And now we have the KV1 left over here, the T-50, Panzer, and the 2 arty against me and the Type 64. So really, me and the Type 64 are on our final stand, our last stand, whatever you want to call it. And in this situation, guys, what I decide to do, right, because I have the T-52 here, I have the Panzer here, what I decide to do is actually run towards the KV-1, because I know the KV-1 does not have very good gun handling. So in my opinion, the best play here is, instead of YOLOing these guys, right, and taking all this damage, or even running back with the Type 64, it's probably a better play to rush the KV-1, try and get a shot into the KV-1. I know the Type 64 is here, so he can help me with the KV-1. And what ends up happening is, I believe I missed this shot, and then he tracks me. He gets a shot into my track, and then the Type 64 ends up getting 1 shot into him, and I get a shot into him, and we end up killing the KV-1. This puts us in a much better situation, guys, because now the T-52 is here, the Panzer is here, like these guys are YOLOing us. If the KV-1 was still alive, this would be a big issue. So Type 64 is going to make an excellent play by also running this way. Like, this is very strategic, guys, by both of us. Really on our end, like this was very strategic and smart. So the Type 64 begins to run away from the T-52, and he's going to put shots into the Panzer, which means that the T-52 has to expose himself fully to me. And we put a shot into the Panzer. I want to clean up the Panzer, so I get a lucky shot here on the Panzer. We clean up the Panzer. The T-52 kills the Type 64, but now I have the T-52 in my sights, and there's no way this guy can get away from me unless he continues to run this direction towards, you know, the bridge and through the bridge, which he doesn't, which kind of was a bad play on his part. He probably should have ran away from me because I was much higher on HP. Luckily, unluckily for me, but he sets me on fire, and that actually gives him a good chance. Luckily, I put a shot into him, guys, through the bushes there, right as he went dark, and we pen him and we get the kill, and now it's just me and the 2 arty. So you can kind of see how that played out. You know, I know, like I said, I rushed through about the first half of this replay, guys, so I can get to this part, so I can show you guys kind of how this was played here. You know, the Type 64 did a really good job. He ended up doing like 2,000 damage as well, and we worked together pretty well to try and bring this game back. And in fact, we did. We end up winning this game. I'll spoil it for you guys, but just so you can kind of see how that was played. I don't know if you want to go back and take a look again, how we kind of did that, guys, because it was some there was definitely some strategy involved there, and I probably wouldn't have been able to win this game had it not been for the Type 64 making that kind of play there and being smart about where I was and giving me the opportunity to kill the T-52. Um, so I'm moving up, guys, to this bush again. I'm trying to figure out where Artie is. It's just me and two Artie left. We got lit on fire. I know my image is down here for the webcam, so you can't really see entirely how bad the tank was damaged, but like basically everything was yellow over here, guys. Like my fuel tank, my radio or whatever it is, and the engine was toast, and I had to repair my ammo rack before I got the shot into the T-52. So we get the shot into the T-52. I repair my engine, and now I see that one of the already is on cap. So I run all the way back to the cap, guys, and what I'm going to do is use my view range to my advantage. I'm going to slow it down here for you guys again, so you can kind of see. I know I'm speeding ahead a lot in this replay, and I do apologize for that, but it's a long game, guys, so I just want to get through this replay. So apologies if I'm making you dizzy. But we see the M41, guys, and what I'm doing is I'm just using my view range, right, guys? Like I can take a look at the view range circle. I know that the M41 probably does not have the view range to spot me from here, because really only the LEF is like one of the only arties I know that has really good view range. So we end up killing this guy without getting spotted. We reset the cap, and now it's just me against one artie. So I'm looking at the time, guys. We have 3 minutes and 15 seconds left at this exact moment. So in my mind, what I'm thinking is I could probably get on cap. Because here's the thing, guys. A lot of players will want to rush Artie thinking that they're invincible. We're a light tank. We have 144 HP left. A well-placed shot by Artie, even though somewhat unlikely, it will kill me. Even a splash that lands close to the tank will probably kill me. So you have to keep that in mind when you're playing games like this. It's me and one Artie. I could get on cap, I can lure the Artie out, and then he has to aim at me anyway. So you're almost better off just capping out when it gets to this point. The Artie might, try to shoot you, like put a blind shot into you, try to reset the cap from like out here or whatever. That's usually what you do when you're Artie. You try and just put random shots into the cap circle. But really, guys, there's only one Artie at this time, and he could even be over here. In my opinion, the best play to do here is just to cap out. The ELC is not a super fast tank like an EBR, so even with the turbo that I have on it, you're only going about 60 kilometers an hour. Yes, it's a small target, but I'm telling you guys, don't think you're invincible when it comes down to a situation like this. Play it smart and try to, just keep away from Artie, because I'm telling you, if they're any good at the game, they can put a shot at least somewhat close to you, and if it has a chance to kill you, you're better off not taking that chance. So what ends up happening here, guys, is we just cap. I never see this guy. I keep bouncing around, and the last couple seconds, I stand still, kind of for my binocs to go on. But also, guys, like, I just didn't think this guy was going to show up, and he doesn't, and we win the game. And with 39 seconds left, guys, it's a victory. So, I mean, that's really it, guys. 5 kills, and for the stats here, we have 1,973 damage, 541 spotting damage, but you will see in the end plates I believe it's 2356 damage. I just looked at the picture of the end plates before this, so I think that's what it was. But let's take a look, guys. I'm going to blow up my camera so you guys can see my face a little better. Here we go. That's really big. I guess that's fine though. So here, guys, we have a mastery badge. Obviously, we have high caliber and these other 3 badges. I never look into these badges, so I don't know exactly what they are. And in the statistics page, we have 2,356 damage, 5 kills, 1,300 experience, 1,302 experience, and the 4 badges, guys. And really, I mean, like I said, guys, I'm never concerned about WNA, but with the cap reset and all that and the 5 kills, this was like 27,000 WNA, and I've never ever seen anything like that, like in my life. I didn't even know WNA could count that high. I mean, it was just wild, guys. But we win this game, guys, and here's the coin in case you were curious about the coin. We end up doing 718 assist damage and 2,300 damage, so this is like a 3,000 combined game. And I did have a 1v7, guys, once in my AMX ELC, but this is definitely second place in terms of the best games I've had in the AMX ELC. So there you have it, guys, and I think we had times 2 on this game because it was the first victory of the day for me. So 2,600 experience, and with premium, guys, look at all this that we could have had, but I don't always run premium. It's too costly, guys. Especially when I'm playing other games like Final Fantasy, I pay $12 a month. So you know, for your average person, I'm not going to be like buying premium 7 days of the week. So 14 minutes and 13 seconds was the battle duration, guys. So like I said, this was a very, very long game. And that's pretty much it. One more thing I wanted to note with this tank, guys. If you don't play it much, or you're a very casual player and don't really care about the statistics, I highly recommend that you run turbo on this thing first because the speed is not that great. And also, be very careful when you're aiming in this tank, guys, and stuff. Try and keep the tank flat because the gun depression and elevation is utter shit. -5 and 13, when you start going up hills, guys, and your tank is like this, right? Your gun cannot go up any higher and it can't go down really at all either. So a lot of times in this tank and with the 12T as well, you get into these really awkward situations where you can't get your gun up or down enough to get shots onto people. So just be very mindful of that when you're going onto uneven terrain, uphills, downhills, etc., guys. And also the dispersion 0.38 and aiming time 2.01. This is with food, guys. So I mean, the aiming time and the dispersion is not the best on this tank, so just keep that in mind. Where you want to be doing a lot of your game, for lack of a better term, is in a push because the concealment is 32% and I only have 72% concealment on one of my crew members. So that should give you kind of an idea how you want to be playing this thing. It's a passive scout, guys, and it's very good at it. I run the binocs and the optics. We have 469 view range, but I mean this 32% concealment rating is very, very good for doing passive scouting. So play the tank like that, guys. But when you need to shoot, obviously you can see in this game, this tank can do a lot of damage. It's just not super accurate. That's really it. So that's the game, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one in the ELC, and I will see you for the next one. Bye-bye.